Let's we start conceptual questions on aerodynamics. There are some questions in aerodo that is very conceptual, and questions are question number 9, question number 12, question number 13, question number 16, question number 17, question number 54, and question number 55. Highly conceptual questions these are in the Euro given. So let's we start first question number 9. What is question number 9? Question number 9 says a boat moves relative to water with a velocity which is 2 times less than the river flow velocity. We can assume river velocity as Vr, and therefore velocity of boat relative to water is what? 2 times less, that is Vr over 2. So given river speed is Vr and relative speed of boat with respect to water is Vr over 2. At what angle to a stream direction must the boat move to minimize drifting? As we know here, velocity of boat with respect to water is less than the Vr. So accordingly we can apply the conditions. Suppose there is a river flowing in this direction with a speed Vr. And suppose we are having relative motion of boat with respect to water at an angle theta with the line A and B, and we have to find this total angle 90 plus theta. We have to find 90 plus theta. So by calculating theta and putting in we can calculate the required result. So in solving, there is a speed Vr and there is another speed VVR, and angle with this line is theta. So we can break some components. Vr is greater and VVR is less in amount. By breaking into components, we have two components of VVR. One component is perpendicular to the bank, that is VBR cos theta, and one is parallel to the bank but in opposite sense to the flow, and that is VBR sin theta. And VBR sin theta is very less than VR because VR is larger than the VBR. So we have relations. Overall resultant component along the bank is VR minus VBR sin theta, and perpendicular component is VBR cos theta, and this VBR cos theta will provide required a speed to go through the river from one side to another side. Suppose river width is W. So how time of crossing is what? Time of crossing is W upon VBR cos theta. Here VBR and theta are the constants. So time calculated. Time of crossing is calculated. Now as we see, we have components in along the bank, that is VR minus VBR cos theta, VBR sin theta, and this component will drift body from A to B, here, or B to C, and this distance is called the drift, and we have to minimize this distance drift. What will be the drift? Drift is in horizontal direction or along the bank direction. So drift comes out to be Vr minus Vvr sine theta, because the speed is constant and time is time of crossing. So drift comes out to be, drift d comes out to be Vr minus Vvr cos theta, and we get time of crossing, that is W over Vvr cos theta. So here is the drift. Drift is Vr minus Vvr. Drift is Vr minus Vvr sine theta multiply time of crossing is W over Vvr cos theta. Vvr cos theta. And by changing theta we can change d. So here d comes out as a function of theta. So we can use the condition for maxima minima. Using condition for maxima or minima, d over d theta must be equals to 0. And so by differentiating we can get the required theta. So what will be dd over d theta? Dd over d theta will be what? D over d theta Vr minus Vvr sine theta multiply W over Vvr cos theta. Here W and Vv are constant, so we can take it out from the differential sign. So that comes out to be W over Vvr, and we have to differentiate these terms. Vr minus Vvr sine theta over cos theta. We have to differentiate these terms. So what will be the differentiation? W over Vbr multiply u over v differentiation. We have differentiation of something u over v. So differentiation u, 0 minus Vbr, differentiation of sine theta is cos theta, multiplying with v, that is cos theta, minus differentiation of cos theta is minus sine theta, and multiplying by u, Vr minus Vbr sine theta, and divided by cos theta ki whole square. So for maxima or minima we can equate it to be 0. So what we get from here? Here minus Vbr, cos multiply cos is cos squared theta, and sine theta into Vr minus Vbr sine squared theta, that comes out to be 0. So putting these two terms in one, minus Vbr cos square plus sine square is 1, minus sine theta into Vr. So what is sine theta here? Yes, sine theta comes out to be V minus minus gets cancelled, Vbr over Vr, and we know Vbr is Vr over 2 divided by Vr. So sine theta comes out to be 1 by 2, means theta is 30 degree, and hence the required answer is 90 plus 30, that is 120 degree with the bank in the direction of flow of river. So required answer is 120 degree. In question number 12, there are 3 points are located at vertices of an equilateral triangle whose sides equal a. They all are starts moving simultaneously with velocity v, constant in modulus, with the first point heading continuously. How soon will the point converge? The question is, there is an equilateral triangle having its side 60 degree and side lengths are same, and one is heading toward body 1 is heading toward 2, and 2 is heading toward 3, and 3 is heading toward 1, and have constant moduli of the velocity, means a speed is constant, angles are 60 degree, and you know after some time they all meet at the centroid following a curved trajectory in this way, and here this also in this way, and here also in this way. So if we consider at any time particles 1, 2, 3 will again lie on an equilateral triangle, and lastly there will be an equilateral triangle of side 0. So what is idea here? Concept. What is the main concept here? Main concept is relatively all particles always lies on an equilateral triangle, and relative to one another only relative separation is changing. So suppose at any time t, length is what? Length is suppose l, and we know velocity of one is v, and velocity of two will be what? Taking components v cos 60 and v sin 60. So here we can see that due to v and v cos 60, L continuously decreasing. So what will be dl by dt? Dl by dt is v plus v cos 60, and cos 60 is 1 by 2. So dl over dt comes out to be 3v over 2. dl over dt comes out to be 3l over 2. So dl is what? dl is what? dl is 3v over 2 into dt. So by integrating, you know, initially the distance was maximum, and that equals to the side length. Side length is given a, and finally this length comes out to be 0. As you know, L is decreasing continuously, so we can use minus sign here with this differential, and taking limit from 0 to a and taking a speed time limit from 0 to t, we can now solve these terms as minus the integral of dl is L, limit is 0 to a, and 3v over 2 is a constant, integral of dt is t, and putting the required limit we get minus a equals to minus a equals to 3v over 2 into t. So we get a negative time. If we see this, if we see here the sign, right hand side is positive and left hand side is negative, so there is no use of the word negative, and we can remove it out from here because we know the nature must be the same left and right. So we can remove the sign negative to balance the positivity of both the side. So 3v over 2 into t a, and we have to calculate t, so t comes out to be 2a over 3b. So in this time interval both particle will converge. There may be another process or method second by which this can be solved. We know initial separation between the particles, suppose 1 and 2 is a, and finally we know both particle will be at the centroid. So we see that particle 1 initially was at this distance and finally comes out at this. So displacement covered by each particles is this length. And geometrically we know in equilateral triangle this length is a by root 3. And if we talking about the velocity, velocity is v and this angle is 30 degrees. So we can take a component v cos 30 degree. So we can assume these types of motion as body is displacing from I to F, having a length a by root 3, and component of velocity in this direction is v cos 30. Cos 30 is root 3 over 2. So what will be the time in which they will go from initial to final? So times comes out to be distance upon a speed. Distance upon a speed. So here time of converging will be 2a over 3v. So answers are the same in both the senses. Now in question number 13. Question number 13 says point A moves uniformly with velocity v so that the vector v is continuously aimed at point B, which is in turns move rectilinearly and uniformly. So here given is velocity of v. V moves rectilinearly and uniformly with velocity u. So suppose a particle b is moving. A particle b is moving with an speed u in this x direction. And for the information of other particle a's, they are on another perpendicular line, suppose, and initially motion is perpendicular to one another, and having say a speed v and u, and relation is given that u is less than the v. An initial separation is also given between particles A and particles B. Initial separation is L. Initial separation is L. So according to question, how soon how soon will the points converge? So similar to the previous question, here we have to find the converging time, and we know this particle going along on a straight line, and this body follow a curved trajectory and lastly will meet point B in the same direction because B is continuously moving along a single line. So here may be a approximate trajectory of particle A. Suppose at any time t, particle A is at this point, having some coordinates, and we know direction of V is tangential to this trajectory. And as particle A is heading always to the B, so B is now here. That is moving with a speed u. So we can see that you have a component. Mm, this angle is suppose theta. So this angle is also theta. So you have a component u cos theta. And we have some relative concept we can use. What can be the relative concept? Relative concept is be taken at any time particle A and B. Particle A is moving with a speed v heading toward V, and B have a component v cos theta along the same line. And suppose this distance is L dash. This distance L dash is decreasing continuously due to the relative motion between V and V cos theta. So we can use minus d L dash over dt equals to V minus V cos theta. We can use it. V my sorry V, this speed is V and this speed is u. So V minus u cos theta. And what will be the negative L dash, sorry, minus d L dash, And integral limit is what? Integral limit is initially distance was L and finally the distance will separation will be 0. So that will be equals to integral v minus u cos theta into dt. Cos theta into dt. So minus L dash taking limit L to 0, that comes out to be 0 to tau naught is the limit. Tau naught is the time in which they converge. So v 0 to tau naught into dt minus, u is a constant and theta is not a constant, 0 to tau naught cos theta into dt. So integral will be what? Here minus 0 minus L, that equals to v into tau naught minus u cos theta dt. Cos theta dt. Cos theta dt. 0 to tau. And this term is an unknown one. This term is an unknown one. And here L equals to v tau naught minus u and unknown terms. Unknown terms. And we have to find another equation. What may be the another equation? We know that initial separation between them was L, and they are moving at any time t having component v sine theta and v cos theta like this. V cos theta. So what will be the, at last what will be the conditions? Body A will travel a distance u into tau and body B will travel the same distance. So we can say u tau is what? Integral v cos theta dt, 0 to tau. We using integral because v cos theta is not a constant one. So here we can see the same unknown u tau equals to v 0 to tau cos theta dt. Here this unknown integral is the same that was unknown in the previous one. So by putting or comparing we can compare. So what will be the comparison terms? Comparison terms will be L equals to v tau naught minus u, and unknown terms can be replaced by u tau over v. U tau over v. So solving these terms L and terms time is tau or tau naught, same things here, and taking tau common v minus u square over v. Taking LCM, that comes out to be v square minus u square. So what will be the tau? What will be the tau here? Tau is LV over L square minus U square. So this is the required time in which both the particles converge. But from the results we can see that V must be greater than U for time to be positive, and also V cannot be equals to U because in this case time becomes infinite. So there is given in the question that V is always greater than U. In the next question, question number 60, they are given two particles 1 and 2 move with constant velocity v1 and v2 along two mutually perpendicular straight lines toward the intersection point O. At the moment t equals to 0, particles were located at a distance L1 and L2 from point O. How soon will the distance between particles become smallest and what is it equals to? So in question it is given that there are two particles moving along perpendicular lines. Suppose particle here is u1, initial separation is L1 and particles here u2 moving with the speed u2 and having initial separation of L2, and they are along perpendicular line. So after time t, article 1 will cover some distance from here to here, and this distance will be u1 into t. And in similar fashion, particle second will cover some distance, and that will be u2 into t. So now what will be the distance here? What will be the distance L here? L will be L1 minus u1t square plus L2 minus u2t square under root. So this will be the distance after time t. And for minima or maxima value of L, we can differentiate it to it 0. So for maxima of L, for maxima or minima of L, dl over dt must be equals to 0. So solving dl over dt must be equals to 0. And what is L? L we know, under root L1 minus u1t square L2 minus u2t square. So differentiating these two, this term, root x is 1 by 2 root x, and inside differentiation is 2L1 minus u1 into t, and inside differentiation minus u1 multi plus, now differentiating this second term, 2 L2 minus u2t multiply minus u2, that equals to 0. So required answer will be what? These all terms here comes out to be 0. 2 also coming common and cancelling this. So what it comes out to be the final expression, u1 L1 minus u1t minus u2, here is also a minus sign because u1 with negative sign, so negative sign also gets cancelled. So here u2 L2 minus u2t equals to 0. We have to calculate time because time is an unknown one. So u1 L1 minus u1 square t plus u2 L2 minus u2 square t equals to 0. So u1 L1 plus u2 L2 equals to u1 square u2 square into t. So this required t comes out to be u1 L1 plus u2 L2 divided by u1 square plus u2 square. So at this time we can say that separation between the particles is a smallest one, and what is equals to, so we have to put these value. If we have to calculate the L minima, then what will be the L minima? We can calculate easily because L is L1 minus U1t square plus L2 minus U2t square. So we can put the value t here and here, and we can get the result. We can get the result from the here. And what will be the answer? Lastly, answer will be the something L1 U2 minus L2 U1 over under root U1 square plus U2 square, something like this. In the next question, question number 70, from point A, located on a highway, one has to get by car as soon as possible to point B located in the field at a distance 1 from the highway. It is known that car moves in the field eta times slower than the highway. At what distance from the one must turn off the highway? There is diagram also with this question, and diagram is here, this one. And we have to reach at point B from point A, and there is a highway here. Here is a highway, and here is a field one, and distances are given. Located in the field, car is to point B located in the field at a distance L from the highway. So separation of point B from the highway is given L. Suppose on the highway a speed is U, and suppose X is the, here this distance is X, and this distance is suppose L naught. So by moving L naught minus X, suppose they wishes to go through the field following this smallest path within a speed u over eta, because it is given that in the field body is moving eta times slower. So what will be the time taken? What will be the time taken by the car? So time will be distance upon a speed, and distance is what? L naught minus x upon u1 or u, and second time is in the field. And what is that distance? That distance is x square plus l square, and a speed is what? U over eta. So this is the required time in which body goes from A to final point B. So for the minimal time, we have to calculate dt over dx and equating it to 0. So what will be dt over dx? L naught by u is a constant. So x differentiation is 1 plus eta over u, root x differentiation, under root 2 root x, and x square plus l square differentiation is 2x. 2 gets cancelled. So what we get from here, what we get from u also gets cancelled, and a negative sign also comes here on the left side to get equal to 0. So what remaining is 0 equals to minus 1 plus eta x over under root x square plus l square. So what will be the last answer? We have to calculate x. So 1 equals to eta x over x square plus l square, and a squaring both sides, we get eta square x square equals to x square plus l square, and x square taking common, eta square minus 1 equals to l square, and so x will be what? X will be L over under root eta square minus 1. So if he wishes to go from A to B in minimum time, they have to left highway at this distance. In the next question, question number 54, is given that a cylinder rolls without slipping over a horizontal plane. As there is a case of rolling, the radius of cylinder is equals to r. Find the curvature radii traced out by the points. Here there is also a diagram given. Diagram is diag- diagram is body is in rolling, and there are points A and B. Here is a point A, and here is also another point B. Body is in pure rolling, so we know all the conditions that if center is moving with a speed u, this upper point will have a speed 2u, and this is an instantaneous axis of rotation point or a point of rest about which every point is moving along pure circular motion. And so how we can calculate the curvature radii of the trajectory? Because the concept for the calculation of trajectory is what? Concept for calculation. Concept for calculation of radius of curvature or radius of trajectory. Concept is, we know every point of any a curve is like a part of circular motion, circular path, so we can use centripetal acceleration is v square over r. And here I is the radius of curvature. So radius, in finding radius of curvature, we have to apply v square over centripetal acceleration. And centripetal acceleration is nothing but component of omega square r, component of omega square r along a line perpendicular to the v. And here v is, and here v is resultant speed. V is resultant speed. So using this concept we can calculate easily radius of curvature in any rolling or not rolling moving system. So what is the radius of curvature of point A? We see that for point a speed is 2b, and this is also the resultant speed, and perpendicular to this resultant speed line is this, and body is circulating or rotating with omega, so centripetal acceleration is inward in this direction omega square r. So radius of curvature will be what? 2b square over omega square r. So 4b square omega square r, and we know b is omega into r in case of pure rolling. So what will be the final answer? 4 omega square r square over omega square r. So r gets cancelled. So required radius of curvature comes out to be 4 times the radius of the cylinder or a sphere given in the question. In another part, for point B, for point B, we know this is instantaneous axis of rotation or rest point in the plane, and this distance, we know this distance is r, this distance is r, so this distance comes out to be root 2r, and centripetal acceleration is, we know, omega square r, and body have, we know, a speed either here v and here v, because body is moving with a speed v or u and rotating also with omega, such that v equals to omega r for pure rolling. So resultant speed is what? Root 2v. And resultant speed root 2v, and perpendicular to this resultant speed is a line, this one. And we know this angle is 45 degree because this is r, this is r, this angle is 40, this angle is 90, so 45 degree. So what is component of omega square along this? That is omega square r cos 45 degree. So what we get for point b? Point b have resultant speed of root 2v, and having centripetal acceleration perpendicular to this resultant velocity omega square r cos 45 is 1 by root 2. So radius of curvature is nothing but resultant speed square over omega square r component along perpendicular line. So by solving, this is 2v square over omega square r and root 2. So r comes out to be 2 root 2 v is omega into r square over omega square r. So 2 root 2 omega square r square over omega square. Omega square gets cancelled. So radius of curvature or radius of trajectory at point B comes out to be 2 root 2 into r. In the next question, and also this is a last question, we have two solid bodies rotating about a stationary mutually perpendicular intersecting axis with constant angular velocity omega 1 and omega 2 given. Find angular velocity and angular acceleration of one body relative to the other. So we have to find relative angular velocity and angular acceleration in this question. And it is given that body is rotating about two different axes. Suppose this one is x-axis and this one is y-axis, about which rotation is going on. And body is rotating like with an omega 1 and body rotating this omega 2. Or in any sense we can take, suppose we take a sense here with omega 2, and so what is the direction of omega 1 and omega 2? Direction of omega 1 is this, use, using right hand thumb curl rule. This is omega 1 direction and this is omega 2 direction. Omega 2 direction. So what is the relative omega? If we say omega 1, yeah, omega 2 with respect to 1 will be what? That will be omega 2 minus omega 1. So omega 2 is, suppose omega 2 is omega 2 I cap minus omega 1 is what? Suppose this is y axis. Then this will be what? Omega 1 j cap. Here, so this is a relative angular velocity. What is magnitude? Magnitude will be under root omega 2 square plus omega 1 square. So relative angular velocity comes out to be, relative omega comes out to be under root omega 1 square plus omega 2 square. This is answer for part 1. In another part, it is given that we have to find angular acceleration. We have to find acceleration, that is also a relative one. We have to find relative angular acceleration. So here is omega 1 direction along x-axis, and minus omega 2 will be in this sense, minus omega 2 along negative y-axis. So what minus omega 2 says that, what minus omega 2 says that body will rotate, body will have a rotation, body will have a rotation with this omega, and also this body is rotating with omega 2. So omega 1 direction now is not a constant one, not a constant one. And we know vector is dependent on the direction. So there may appear an acceleration. So what will be the relative angular acceleration uh, for at any time t? We can say that suppose omega 1 comes from here to here making some angle theta. So what will be now omega 1? Omega 1 at any time will be, or any theta will be omega 1 cos theta I cap plus omega 2 sin theta j cap, and omega t is a constant one, omega t k cap. So relative acceleration will be what? We know resultant omega will be, resultant relative omega will be what? Omega relative omega 1 minus omega 2. And omega 1 is what? Omega 1 cos theta I cap plus omega 1 sin theta j cap, and minus omega 2. Omega 2 is j cap, and minus omega 2 is minus omega 2 j cap. So this is resultant omega. This is resultant omega. For finding angular acceleration alpha is d omega over dt. So differentiating omega 1 cos theta differentiation is minus sin theta, and differentiation of theta is d theta over dt I cap, plus omega 1 differentiation of sin theta is cos theta, and differentiation of theta is d theta over dt along z cap, and omega 2 j cap is a constant, so 0. So what comes out to be the resultant alpha? Resultant alpha comes out to be, what is d theta by dt also here? Theta is changing due to omega 2. So this is minus omega 1 omega 2 sin theta I cap plus omega 1 omega 2 cos theta j cap. So resultant angular acceleration have omega 1 omega 2 common, minus sin theta I cap plus cos theta j cap. This is vector form. If we are talking about the magnitude of resultant relative acceleration, that will be omega 1 omega 2 under root minus sin theta square plus cos theta square. That comes out to be 1. So resultant acceleration will be omega 1 and omega 2. So this is our required answer.